Everybody, I'm making this video just a couple of days after reading the Elon Musk post calling for a carbon tax. Now, all of us seem to think these guys are on our side, you know, think about it, Jordan Peterson, Elon Musk, Russell Brand, and they all think, yeah, these guys are on our side, and they think they're making a difference just by watching these people, and they're going to be our saviors and our heroes. But look, most of them, or I don't know what I think about most of them, but Elon Musk, for example, he's a shady guy, right? I hope I don't get kicked off Twitter for saying this since I'm putting a video on his own platform about it. Hopefully I can criticize the owner of a platform. Free speech, right? He's been consistent with that view. I'm pretty sure he said on the Joe Rogan podcast, oh yeah, we need a carbon tax. That's the best way to fight climate change. Because of course the best way to fight climate change is by paying them more money. I can guarantee you, Elon Musk isn't going to be paying no climate tax. He's not going to be stopping the private jet. He's not going to stop literally flying rockets into space. You know, he's not going to stop that because of the planet. He doesn't care about the planet. None of these guys do. You know, should we have always been skeptical? Should you be surprised? I wasn't surprised. I was kind of disappointed. Like, he really isn't on our side. He really isn't. You know. Yeah. Should we have really trusted the guy with all of our hearts? That the guy who wants to turn X into the everything app, the guy who wants to implant people's brains, you know, like, should we have trusted him? The guy that's, you know, Israeli sellout, potentially, should we have trusted that guy? I'm not sure about it. But I mean, it's totally fine if you want to follow these guys. There's nothing wrong with that. But you need to understand they're not the hero, they're not the savior, because just like everybody else in power, they don't really care about us. They genuinely don't. They're not that bothered. You need to understand that none of these heroes are heroes. None of us are really actually heroes. Remember, the power is in with us, the numbers that we have. The power is in the fact that there are millions of us. It doesn't matter that there's one guy called Joe Rogan that did a podcast and that we all watched him. You can like the Jordan Peterson tweet. You can pay Elon Musk £10 a month or whatever it is to get verified. You know, that's something I do. I do both of those things, but that's not where we're gonna win. You know, it's the fact that we have numbers. It's the fact that there are millions of us, and millions of us we're all expecting Elon Musk to save us. We're all expecting, I don't know her second name, the Dutch woman that everybody seems to love, the farmers. We're all thinking they're going to do it all for us. And yeah, I mean, they can be good, right? We need people with influence, but we need them to use it the right way. We also need to have our own critical thinking, right? So why aren't we doing things? If there's millions of us, I want you to do some maths right here. Imagine I had Joe Rogan's numbers, right? There's a million of us, let's say. And every single one of us go and tell 3 people that we know about all of these things in the world, not caring if they're going to call us a conspiracy theorist, because that's what you're all scared of. That's why you don't. Oh, I don't want to ruin relationships. I don't want to be called crazy, you know. But do you really want to be with people that can't even think? So either you convince them, and then you got a good friend with a brain that can think, and that you can trust, or they call you crazy, and you're like, well, they're stupid anyway, so why am I hanging out with them? So, you know. That's quite simple. So yeah, if a million of us, that's 3 million people we could have just doubled the amount of people we had on our side. Or what if I got 1 million people and I told them all, I want you to all print leaflets exposing the World Economic Forum. And I want you to hand them out everywhere. That's 1 million people. Let's say a quarter of them go and do it. 250,000, and they all go and do 1,000 leaflets. That's what, 250 million? Could be wrong. It's at least millions. Alright, look, I've got my leaflets here. I got 250. This one's about division, and the government's trying to use division to distract us all from the real problems. We're more interested in fighting the opposition side of a football match than the fact the government are trying to seize the farmland, you know? It's like, we're all just distracted by these totally inane, pointless, futile things, you know? So, why aren't you promoting that? Because maybe you're expecting me to do it. But you can't expect me to do it. I understand. I'm pretty much powerless. I might get more influence sometime in the future, but it doesn't mean anything. You know, all these mainstream alternative media is like, you got the mainstream media, and then you got the supposed alternative side that's like opposing them, and they're kind of the mainstream, you know, Russell Brand, Joe Rogan, all that. Doesn't mean they're bad, but it seems to be that the only numbers they care about is the bigger sponsorship deal or more content, more views in their content, so more money. Kind of just the same as the elite, right? They just money and power, all that stuff. And they might agree with us, but look, they're not coming to save us. We need to understand the power lies within us. Joe Rogan means nothing to anybody, because either way the farmers are still going to go out of business, right? The only way we can stop the farmers isn't by another Jordan Peterson emerging out of somewhere, but it comes from us actually buying from the local farmers. That's how you stop them going out from business. I saw something, it was like 75% of a certain type of farmer in the UK think they're going to go out of business within the next year. I'm sorry, but Elon Musk and his carbon tax ain't going to help that. What's going to help that is us, the collective power of us, going and buying from them. That directly helps them not go out of business. Do you know what I'm saying? So, the message that we need to get is that we need to fight, you know? There is no hero or savior. There's no individual coming to save us. The only savior is Jesus Christ, alright? I need to understand that. But he's not going to protect the farmers unless he wants to. It's up to him. So, we see what's going to happen. We need to have an active change in this thing. The world isn't going to be saved by liking a Jordan Peterson tweet. I'm sorry. But you need to do something in your daily life to oppose their agenda. And that also doesn't come by posting on Twitter. Because your post on Twitter, who's going to see your post? Me. I already know what's up. You know? The only reason I'm posting on Twitter is so that I can find who I can trust and build a community of people, and then maybe open up like this like private section of all the best people from that we all go and fight. But again, it lies within, I'm talking about the collective power of all of us coming in and doing something. I don't want to influence you just to create entertainment so that I can tell you what you already know. I need to convince you and influence you to actually change your day-to-day actions so you can, you know, fight and protect for the farmers. You know? And let me just quickly mention before I go off here. Elon Musk might say, "Oh well, I don't support the EU's, you know, dystopian Orwellian laws against the farmers, but I do support a carbon tax." Well, guess what? They're the same thing. Either way, the effect is the same. The farmers go out of business. Oh, can't eat. It's the same effect. It's more subtle. To be fair, it's just even more like the rest of the elite that try to do it for the subtlety. You know, oh, we got ULEZ, and then be like the petrol and diesel cars. We ban them, and then the electric cars. Oh, there's a shortage in the batteries. High supply. I mean, high demand, low supply. So now the prices are too expensive. So now you can't really get a car. But we didn't ban them, so you know technically it's not our fault, but it is. You know, that's exactly what Elon Musk is doing. Well, I don't want to actually force the farmers to shut, but we tax them out of business, so either way the people starve and become depopulated. It's the same thing. I don't think Elon's coming to save us. I think I know my opinion on him. He's suspicious. I mean, come on. He's the richest man in the world. Is he not? You're trusting this guy to save us. Oh yeah, the richest guy in the world. He must be on the people's side. I don't know, I haven't done my research, but something tells me that he must have done something. He must have some sort of control over him, right? You don't just become the richest man in the world. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But just know that the power lies within you. I'm not coming to save you. I'm going to try to do my best, but I'm not coming to save you. The other viewer isn't coming to save you. Joe Rogan isn't coming to save you. None of them are. We all need to do something. It requires all of us. Alright, see you next video.